And we're going to start off with this outstanding cruise on board the Costa Pacifica with Costa Cruises, 11 nights, Greek Isles and Turkey there, at a price, yep, you've seen it on the screen, under £500. We actually we're going to have one of the busiest Sunday shows this year. So, without further ado, let's take you on board and give you a little insight into the life that you're going to have with Costa Cruises.
Ah, beautiful Costa, of course. Cruising Italian style, Sean, with that lovely yellow funnel. And they're owned by Carnival. They're part of the big Carnival family, over 100 ships in total.
I often forget that. That's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, massive family, yeah. And they actually launched in 1948 originally. But this particular ship was launched in 2007. About 3,000 passengers on board. Lots of chance for you to make friends. Remember, whenever you cruise with Carnival, cruise with Costa, it's going to be an international clientele. We're going to have a lot of people from around the Mediterranean. So if you do like mixing with people from other cultures, other parts of Europe, it's a great opportunity to do that.
I think that's what holidays are all about, aren't they? You know,
absolutely, it really is. Now, this is a very special ship, but the theme of this ship is music. And what's unique to this ship in the whole of the industry is it has a recording studio on board. You pay €35 and you can book the recording studio for an hour, and you get to lay down your own CD.
Seriously?
Yeah, and they edit it and they pop it under your cabin door.
Because I've got an amazing voice, Keith, I don't know if you know.
Well, I know, I was thinking of doing, Hound Dog or something like that, Thank you very much. And, yeah, so there's that, there's a music teacher on board, you can learn to play the guitar, piano, drums, and that, of course, is with everything else. The place has different food, all the different bars you can go and relax in. And as you can see with Costa, they're very bright, very vivacious ships. Very modern looking, and you get this designer, Joe Farkas, who does all the Carnival's work, and he really does bring ships alive. And again, great selection of different balcony options for you on board and different cabins. It's really great.
In terms of price, it honestly does not get better than this. Bear in mind, this is an 11-night cruise, and we can offer you a price live this Sunday afternoon under £500. Keith, I'm going to get it out of the way, but he's still single.
I am still single, Sean. Okay, that's right. Thanks for pointing that out.
Okay, still, I know, but the great news is if you are single, we have got a great price starting at $679. But again, those will be selling very quickly. So the single price there, $679. But it's a lovely itinerary. It starts with a little flight, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. A chance for you to fly over to Nice and then go through to Savona, where you embark, and then you've got a relaxing day at sea to get yourself around that ship and get to know it, maybe lay down a couple of tracks in the studio, and then it's Catacalon. This is your first port of call. This is your gateway to ancient Olympia. This is where the Olympic flame is lit, and, of course, the birthplace of the Olympics. Great place to go and drop in, great place to go and sit in the harbour and have some tzatziki and wonderful fish. OK, then you're going through to another Greek port. This time it's Heraclion, and this is the island of Crete. Now, this is beautiful. Old shakes hands with new in Crete's capital, and it really is a vibrant, cosmopolitan place. Crete's got so many things to do. I'm going to say go to Knossos, because it's one of the it's the second most visited place in the whole of Greece. Dates back to 2000 BC. We'll know Knossos because you've got the Minotaur, the story of Ariadne. So take a ball of thread when you do explore, so you can find your way back. But it's beautiful. Now, the other thing to do here, you can go over to Spinalonga Island, which was Europe's last leper colony. We can go and explore that if you want to. And I recommend Aqua World Aquarium and the Reptile Rescue Centre. And if you go here, all the actual animals there have been rescued in some way. And you've got Dimitri the octopus, who can open a jar to get his lunch. You get a blind sea turtle, and there's a giant python, and they're all beautiful. It's really nice. It's one of the tours I've done, and it's a fantastic.
And they're all rescued.
They're all rescued, yeah. There's loads of other things to do here as well. Samara Gorge, one of the longest gorges in Europe, which is gorgeous, gorgeous gorge. Rhymes nicely. So lots to do there. Right, now we're going to move on for a relaxing day at sea before we then go to Istanbul. I always say this to you, Sean, one of my favourite places in the world, and you've got overnight here. Brilliant, because there's so much to see, so much to do. You've got East meets West in dramatic circumstances. As you sail in, you're going to have literally Asia to your right, Europe to your left, the Bosphorus splitting the two. And this city is full of life, of spice, of fragrances and things like this, the Blue Mosque. You've got the Hagia Sophia, which it's called the Blue Mosque, this one, because of the blue tiles that adorn the actual inside and outside of the building. And the call to prayer in the evening as the sun sets, which you'll get to experience, is incredible.
I'll say, Keith, I know you'd said to me for many years how wonderful Istanbul was, but until I actually visited a couple of years ago, it is amazing. And as you say, as you sailing,
it's one of the greatest sailings in the world, because you've got Florence Nightingale's, the barracks of Florence Nightingale made her name as Lady of the Lamp, over to the right as well. You've got so much to see, and you're going to dock in what they call the Golden Horn section. You're going to get a chance from there to explore the Grand Bazaar, over 400,000 different stalls, I mean, look at those lamps. Wouldn't they look good adorning your posh mansion that you live in, Sean?
Keith, you've been to my house. It's hardly a mansion, is it? Not with 3 bedrooms. Where next, Keith?
Then we're going to Volos. Now, this is great. This is the mythical home of Jason and his band of Argonauts. And it's also home of the Meteora monasteries. That translates as hovering in the air. Go and explore them. There they are. Okay, 6 of these monasteries are still inhabited, but there's absolutely loads of them in total, and they are virtually inaccessible. You know, there's one way up, one way down. Incredible to go and see, so definitely see that. Then you're going through from Volos to Athens. The port is Piraeus. That gives you access to this birthplace of civilization where you can explore the Plaka, the medieval quarter at the foot of the Acropolis. And of course, on the top of the Acropolis, you've got the stunning Parthenon standing there for over 2,000 years, sun-kissed in all its glory. There's great food, there's great shopping. Keep care of the credit card because you will be tempted to spend. Go and see the changing of the guard, the skirted guard at what they call the big square there, Constitution Square. You've got the ancient Agora, where of course Socrates used to declaim. You can go and walk in the footsteps of these great philosophers of old. And you've got Mount Lysibetus if you want a really good view, or you just want to take a trip up there on the funicular. It's an amazing city.
I have to say, it's a fantastic itinerary in general, this cruise.
It really is, particularly for the price as well.
I was going to say, for under £500.
Exactly, and sometimes the better the itinerary is, the higher the price of the cruise, so this really is good value. So again, definitely try some of that wonderful food and get around the whole of the city. You really need to. So we're going to head off now for a relaxing day at sea from Athens, and then we're heading through to Rome. Now, Rome, of course, is accessible from the port that you dock in, which is Civitavecchia. It's a couple of hours in. I recommend you do it. The Eternal City, Vatican City. Say hello to the Pope. Go and see the wonderful fountains. It is a city of fountains. It's a city of statues, of artwork. The Spanish Steps are probably my favourite point for a view over the whole of the city. And if you want to go and walk around a park, then Park Borghese, which has Villa Borghese, is great, and it's not always as busy.
And it is quite easy to walk around, isn't it?
It is easy to walk around, but I would say if you've not been there before, Sean, definitely book a tour, because there's so much to see in such a short amount of time. And don't sit down when you're going to get a drink. Stand up, because you'll get half price. And beyond that, if you've done it loads of different times and you're not interested in the shopping of Via Condotte, where you've got loads of designer names, then go out to Oscar Antica. Go and do one of the other 2 options, or get in touch and I can give you loads of things you can do if you've been there a few times. OK, then you're heading back to Savona, where you get off and sadly you have to fly home.
What an amazing start to the show. We know that this one is going to be a top seller today. You can imagine we've got the lead date there, the 9th of November. We've also got the 29th of October available. Still great prices, and the single price, if you do go for the 9th of November there, we have a single special on this one of just £679. But please, if you can make a decision right now, give us a call. It's a free phone number, and even if you just want extra advice, extra help, we've got some amazing cruise consultants that are ready to take your call there.
You saw the violins there in the background of that last
yeah.
shot, didn't you? And again, that's keeping in with the theme of this beautiful ship. Everywhere you'll see musical instruments. And
price-wise, don't forget, we're starting at $499 on this one. Return flights from London Gatwick, but we should be able to provide you with flights from most UK airports. And it works out, Keith's had his calculator out, £46 per person per night.
It's a bargain.
It is. And can I just show you the pricing grid just for the other dates there? You can see we've also got the 29th of October available, but really good prices when you look at even the balcony prices, but particularly the single ones on this.
Yeah, particularly the single. It's great. Any solos out there that are watching the show, get involved with this. You'll meet loads of people on board. Great fun ship, and cruising is so good to do if you do travel solo.
But give us a call right now if you can. 0800 781 there 5458.